Now, he had one of the longest-running film careers of all time. The Hollywood legend Mickey Rooney has died at the age of 93. His career began when he was just 18 months old. Mickey Rooney was a prolific actor. He starred in hundreds of films over 10 decades. He worked with some of the greatest names in cinema during the golden age of Hollywood. Well, I've been joined here in the studio by Neil Sean. He's currently writing a biography of Mickey Rooney and has met him several times during his more recent visits to the UK. So, Neil Sean, we just got a glimpse there of Mickey Rooney with Judy Garland. And, I mean, many would say, arguably, that some of his best work was very early on in his career. Well, that's always the problem, though, isn't it? You know, when you start young, it's even like One Direction, dare I say. You know, they spend 10 years, you know, say 3 years at the top, and then the next 10 years chasing it again. Now, Mickey reinvented himself many different times. What people don't realise is that, you know, he got young, he started out in silent films, he then was signed by MGM and Louis B. Mayer. By the age of 19, in 1939, he was the highest paid star in the world. And he showed me these pictures of him, like in the White House with Eisenhower. I mean, you know, this was heady stuff for somebody so young. It was living history, wasn't it?
Absolutely, you know, but when you're young, you don't get it, do you? You know, he said, I didn't realise just how big I was. He was signed to a very strict studio system. And of course, they didn't want him to have marriage to Ava Gardner because they were grooming her for big stardom. He went through 8 marriages. And I have to tell you, Zena, when I met him many times in London, he would always refer to his latest wife, the 8th wife, as almost like a transient thing, you know, like she could go. You know?
It would be ephemeral. I'm surprised he could remember all their names and keep up with it.
His wedding advice was always to get married early in the morning because if it didn't work out, then you haven't wasted the full day, which is wonderful, really.
But he lost money, didn't he? Throughout his career, wasn't he declared bankrupt?
Well, he had
almost.
Look, in his 93, everybody has problems. Obviously, he went through quite a few difficult times, and a period when Hollywood fell out with him. But what a lot of people don't realise is that along with Ben Lyon, he discovered and created, if you like, Marilyn Monroe and many other different stars. He got breaks through, like Lana Turner. You know, the problem that Mickey Rooney had, and he told me this on tape and on film many times, he said, the problem with me is I could have been bigger, but I'm short. And the problem is when you're short, you can't play the bad guy.
But he was very versatile, though, wasn't he? He did funny, he could do serious, poignant, he could sing.
Well, he reinvented himself again, really, towards the end of his career as a Disney star. He popped up in a lot of those films that we start, you know, Saturday afternoons when we're sort of lying there, watching. And he always played the grumpy granddad and the Santa helper and things like that. He didn't really mind. I saw him the last time at the Oscars about 2 years ago, and he just looked great. He was
totally compos mentis.
Oh, he did a panto in 2011 up in Sunderland at the Empire. Now, you know, this is a tough call for anybody, but can you imagine wanting to do that? He just loved performing.
How do you think he'd want to be remembered? I mean, what was his favourite era or favourite film or work? Would you guess? Or did he
actually said, we've got, you know, I say, you know, you always say to people, how would you like to be remembered? And his theory was, as long as you're remembered, that's all that matters. If they love the work, that really is all that matters to him. But the biggest thing for him was, he said that throughout his entire career, the big moment was meeting our very British royal family. He got very teary about that.
Did he really?
He did.
Mickey Rooney, who's died at the age of 93. Neil Sean, thanks very much indeed for talking to us about him. Let me remind you now of our main story today.